Hello, my name is Pablo Gonzalez, and I am about to present you the results for the research I conducted thanks to the Brenton Wright Scholarship. This piece of research was thanks to the Social Impact Investment Network South Australia, and even though I'm not currently in Australia, I'm very happy to be able to share with you the key results. I won't go into any details, so if you feel like you want to have a conversation about the details of the research, please don't hesitate contacting me. But I want to be really succinct for this video, so let's get started. So before I go through the key findings, let me tell you how I conducted this research. First, I did interviews with key stakeholders from the private, the public, and the non-for-profit sector in South Australia and interstate as well. And then I connected the what I heard in the interviews with some desktop research. And what I really wanted to hear was what is it that South Australia is experiencing in terms of social impact investment? What is it the perception that organizations have? What is needed? What are some of the barriers? And that is how I reached these six key findings. All these key findings are interconnected with each other, and it makes more sense when you see them as complementary pieces of a puzzle. The first key finding is that capital is on standby. This means that capital is there, that investors are willing to explore new alternatives for solving social problems, and that organizations are not necessarily aware of this happening, or they don't know how to access this capital. This is what is involved in these key findings. The second one is that cultural change is key for success. This means that organizations need to explore different ways in which they can change the governance, the service delivery, the way they make strategies for the future. And there has to be a conversation which involves social impact investment and the different components that make it happen. And this means cultural change in the not-for-profit sector, in the private sector, but also in the public sector, which leads me to the next key finding, which is exploring other models. While in South Australia, the Aspire Social Impact Fund was very successfully implemented, and there's another one coming, there are other models for social impact investment that are necessarily or that are necessary to be explored. And this is for organizations that don't have the structure to provide all the elements that a social impact bond requires, this being a very complex financial product. Now, the next key finding is that collaboration is critical. It was very surprising to see how organizations are willing to share what they have learned in their pathways through social impact investment. And it's not easy to knock on doors if you don't know what knocks to door, if you don't know what doors to knock. But this leads me to the next key finding, which is intermediaries. In South Australia, as well as in the rest of the world, intermediaries play a key role, and that is not necessarily played in the market. Because this means that when an organization knows that capital exists, that they need to build their capabilities, that government is exploring new ways to access social impact investment, organizations don't know how to do it, and intermediaries play the role of letting them know how to do it, building capabilities, connecting impact and investing. And there's a specific section dedicated to intermediaries in this report because this is one of the key findings that is more relevant. Now, the last one is that money is not the end goal. Money is when there's a financial return involved. Um, Outcomes shouldn't be only financial. And the outcomes targeted by organizations should be social outcomes. Those should be the main ones, not the financial return. So to finish this video, I would like to answer a couple of questions, both asked by Jane and Moira. The first one is, what are the main learnings from the travels that I'm currently doing? And the second one is, what do I think that CINSA should be celebrating in 25 years' time? So for the first one, I think it has become really complex for me to explain what is it that I do for people that I recently met. So I think that in these travels, I've learned a lot that it is really important for us as a community to be able to talk about how to solve social issues, who are the players involved, what are the strategies that we are uh, dealing with, and being able to have those conversations on a daily basis as we can talk about other topics. So making it easier for people to know what is it that is being done, how can they collaborate, if they think that those strategies are good or not. Um, it's like, for instance, if you say that you're an engineer, people know what you do. But if you say that you work on social impact, it becomes a little bit more complex to explain. Now, for the second one, in 25 years' time, I believe that people should be celebrating that social impact investment has become a plausible option for organizations to access funding. In 25 years' time, I believe that if the products that have been created are accessible for organizations, for investors, and for government, and everyone is playing the game with the rules well established, I think that would be a key success for the future. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you to the Dunstan Foundation for having this event. I'm really glad that I was able to share this with you. Please excuse the quality of the sound if it's not too good, but I really wanted to be present, showing you the results of this report. I hope that you enjoy the report, that you read it. If you do so, and if you have any questions or you would like to start a conversation, please don't hesitate contacting me. Thank you so much, and see you some other time. Bye bye.